James Carpenter with Country Living. Welcome to my channel and thank you for watching my videos. Okay, today we're going to install EMT conduit in the shipping container barn. But before we get started, we got a little bit of a mess to clean up from last weekend. Last weekend we did the base molding and everything had to be moved out away from the walls. So give me a few minutes here to put everything back and then we'll get started. I'm going to add another set of shelves on that same wall to give me a little bit more room. And I'm also going to put shelves in the shipping container, which is through that wooden door you see over there at towards the right hand side of the screen. It was actually a good thing that the baseboard went down, because moving everything out gave me an opportunity to dust the shelves down and do some serious cleanup. I had 2 racks of scrap lumber. I call it scrap, but it was smaller cut off pieces. I was able to clean all that up and get rid of it. So here we're going to start the project. We're going to run EMT conduit and receptacle boxes, 4 square boxes, all the way down this shipping container. So right now I'm putting ground wire in the 4 square boxes. There's quite a few of them there. Now the ground wire, the way this electrical system works is there'll be one ground wire which is identified by green that will run all the way back to the main breaker box, and this ground box here will ground the system to the conduit. So really it's a double ground. The reason I use conduit is because, one, my dad was a union electrician, and everything that the union guys do is either thin wall conduit or rigid conduit, and I was just brought up with it, and I learned the electrical trade from my dad. And he was a little disappointed. He wanted me to be an electrician, but I favored working on cars. Right here I'm laying out, I've got the laser set up. I just wanted to make sure all these boxes were perfectly level. Right now I'm setting the boxes up in the location where they're going to go, approximately 30 inches apart. I'm going to get me a drill bit here. I'm going to pre-drill that shipping container and put self-tapping screws, 2 self-tapping screws in each box, to attach the 4 square box to the shipping container. I put the level on there. I want those boxes to be perfectly level. I don't want to see crooked receptacles when I get this job finished up. There you can see that ground wire pretty good in there, right there. And the screw that holds it down obviously is green. That also indicates ground. Alright, those 4 square boxes, they have punch outs. You just tap them with a screwdriver, take a pair of pliers, wiggle them a little bit, and they pop out. And then there's conduit, I'm going to use the term connector. It's probably not right, but it connects the pipe to the box, so I feel it's somewhat appropriate. There's a locking ring that goes on the inside of the box, and then you screw that connector into the box, and then you tighten it down. You want to make sure you position the screw in a direction that you can get to it easily. And if you want to be really cool about it, you'll have all of them uniform so they all look the same. Now, anything you see or hear in this video, I'm not a certified electrician. Like I say, I grew up around it, but I'm far from being a certified electrician, but I've done a lot of my own electrical work over the years. So if there are any electricians out there and you're seeing something here you don't quite agree with, just know that I'm a do-it-yourselfer that has a little bit of knowledge. So now we're going to cut that pipe. That measured roughly about 28¼ inches. Now the one thing that I could probably get gigged on, but you'll see me run my finger in that pipe. I'm checking for sharp edges. The last thing you want is a sharp edge that can snag the insulation on the wire as you pull it through the pipes. And back when I was young, I don't know what kind of a cutter my dad had, but it always left a sharp edge inside the pipe. But I recently bought this cutter. It hasn't been a year ago, and it's you cut the pipe and you run your finger and it's smooth. I don't know how it does it, but it sure saves reaming that pipe, so it saves time, and it is safe. Trust me. If it's not going to snag my finger or be rough when I run my finger in there, I don't see it ripping the insulation off the wire when I pull it through there. I've got everything set up on that bench. I really like being organized. I got my pipe benders laying there. I still got to do the home run. The rest of the pole barn is wired in EMT conduit also, and I used stranded wire, primarily 12 gauge and 14 gauge. Obviously there's other gauges for specialty items like the air compressor. It's on 8 gauge wire, 220, and there's some 10 gauge wire that's going to be used for little MIG welders and stuff like that. And on this circuit here, I just recently got that saw. You may have seen it in one of the other videos. It's 220. I'm going to install 2 receptacles that are 220 to run that delta saw. I'm also going to run conduit into the shipping container. I'll probably only need a couple receptacles in there, basically a high-grade extension cord, you might say. But I do want lighting in there. I want to be able to walk into the container through that man door, flip a switch, and light that container up with LED lighting. So there'll be some more conduit ran yet when it comes to the container. Now this weekend we're going to put some concrete board up where the 8-foot siding meets that 2-foot splice and cover up that seam. Once that's done and once the electrical's finished up, this little pole barn, shipping container pole barn, will pretty much be finished. And then I can just spend some time setting up the tooling and different things the way I want it to be. I want to have a little bit of a blacksmithing shop in here, woodworking, and I'll service my lawnmowers in here. And eventually I'll get my hand tools all moved down from the other garage, the automotive repair shop. But that bench that we built in one of the other videos, that come in handy. I don't know if you noticed or not, but we did paint the drawers and the face of it. We painted the entire bench, the metal part of it, brown. So that kind of spruced that up. And I really like that wood top. Those are micro lambs, obviously. There's probably some carpenters out there that picked up on that pretty quick. And I did get that lumber from Habitat. I got the benches from Habitat. I keep talking about Habitat, but to be honest with you, you get stuff at such a discount that, you know, if you're paying full price for everything, it takes a lot more money to get things done. So, you know, buying used stuff that can be refurbished is something I've been doing for a lot of years. So recently I hit the 1,000 subscribers, and it's because of all you out there. I do appreciate it. If you're already a subscriber, thank you, and I hope you enjoy the videos. Obviously you do, or you wouldn't have subscribed. If you're not subscribed and you like the content that you see here, by all means subscribe so that you can get more notifications that I'm putting a new video out there. Alright, with that being said, I appreciate all of you. I want to thank you for watching, and in the next video we'll do some electrical wiring in these boxes, put some receptacles in. Enjoy your evening. Thank you.